it on the runway one of these times.
You missed the jet fly.
It's really hard to judge. I thought I was over, and then when I saw the shadow, I was like, oh.
I don't think it's fun.
It's fun. It's a fun little plane. I'd love to hit the runway one of these days.
Hey, back.
Shutting it off, yeah. It will just bring it to flight idle, which is about 33,000 RPM. Full tilt, the engine's running about 133,000 RPM. That's why I said it. Yeah.
Mark.
And then what it's doing right now is just kind of a cool down cycle. So it's got to bring the
Can it fly again?
So there's a little motor in there that just kind of keeps pedaling until it just drops. Yeah.
Can it fly?
No, well, we have the timer, and I got my spotter, Rich and Nick helping me out.
Go ahead and talk about what you do.
No, that's
Just talk about what it's doing now and stuff, and the RPMs and stuff.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, some of the guys are asking a couple questions about the plane. I'll see if I'm not very good on the microphone, just to let you know. So, they're asking about idle speed. To get the engine started, there's a little electric motor in it that ramps up to about 4,500 RPMs. After that ramps it up, you saw that little propane tank that was sitting on top. That ramped it up to about 15,000 RPMs. Then it introduces Jet A through a different valve, which ramps it up to 33,000 RPMs at idle.
Hey, Christy.
At full tilt, the engine runs at about 133,000 RPMs at full tilt. It's a 28 half-pound thrust engine. It goes through probably 3/4 of a gallon of Jet A. It's a 5% mix with Mobile Jet 254, the stuff that you guys go down to your local FTO and buy. So, and then like for the shutdown sequence, the reason we're pulling it all apart, as all you full-scale guys know, we want to keep it nice and cool, get the air going through it. So it has to ramp itself down to 100 degrees C. And at full tilt, I think it's 735 degrees C is the max CGT for it. But that's kind of what it did now. If you come over, you're more welcome to take a look. We got, I don't know what to say, about a little under 1/4 of a tank of gas left. We keep it on for about 6 minutes and 40-second timer. And at 6 minutes 40 seconds is when we did the last pass before we come around. That gives me enough for about one missed approach if I really dork it up. I would really like to hit your runway one of these times. Every time I've landed on your runway, I just don't have the depth perception. I've always landed right off the grass. So, yeah, just like it worked, So, but anyways, I think you saw that one gear pass we had. I had to replace a gear valve. I thought it was working. It wasn't, so we had to cycle a gear. It holds about 105 PSI at the start. The brakes are pneumatic, so we use a lot for the brakes and we use a lot for the gear. So right now we did 2 cycles of the gear and all the braking to go out there. We're down to about 65 pounds. And at 60, it forces the gear down automatically. It's a signal to the pilot. If we're flying around and all of a sudden the gear just drops, it's a signal the pilot said, oh my gosh, you're running out of air, you might want to come around for a landing. So it fail-safes down. It also has a fail-safe on it. If it goes below 6 volts, or excuse me, 6 volts, it'll also force the gear down. But anyways. Empty weight is like 38, 39 pounds, and then just go ahead and add another about 7 pounds. So it's got this little hopper. So these 2 tanks feed into this tank, and this is called an air trap. And as most of you guys know, when you put any little bubble of air going through the line, it'll shut down the engine. For full-scale guys, there's things that's called FADEC, Full Authority Digital Engine Control. For like the real jets, this is a 4-man's FADEC. It's actually called the DEC, Digital Engine Control. And it'll shut down the engine for about 13 different reasons. And it protects itself. It doesn't care about the plane. It's going to protect the engine. So like an overspeed and underspeed, an air bubble, there's loss of EGT, stuff like that. It shuts down all that. It's just kind of wild. So, anyways.
Make sure where you are with it.
Yeah, I haven't had a dead stick yet.
How old are they? I'll take it. Yeah, I'll put it over there. I'll find you. Huh? How old is it? 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it was, so the guy that I bought it from was up in Wisconsin, and he had actually taken the plane and added these tanks, but he didn't do any of the blending. He had stripped off all the paints, and so I did so I actually got a really good deal on it. I ended up blending it, putting the pitot tubes on it, and doing my own paint job on it. And we affectionately called the plane Gummy because I forgot to paint the shark teeth on the shark on the tail. It just reminded me to look at something here. So he's affectionately called Gummy.